Hi, everybody. My name is Bianca Dlamini, and I am your guest host for this week's RMT podcast. That's hashtag Radio Meets TV podcast. Now, listen, we take a look at this week's highlights on radio. Firstly, would be our biggest podcaster in Africa telling us about how he took and ran with the word no. Usually it hurts us, but look at him now, 1 million subscribers down the line and happy. Okay. Secondly, we have our biggest icon in the country right now and forevermore. He's telling us about how he's been to the other side, and I'm just like, Mchita. Kanjani things. Other side, Kanjani. Here we are. And then we also have Umuntu okhuluma friendship in the 21st century. How does that even work? Like, I don't even believe in that. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now, all this and more on this week's episode of the RMT podcast. Sanmanani Dumelanga Psheni. Hello, hello. My name is Bianca Dlamini, and I am here to give you a weekly recap of our radio shows on the RMT podcast. I am so excited to be here, but welcome back to you and thank you for coming. We are going to be recapping some of the best moments, as you would know, that have happened on radio for the past week. So the first one we're going to get into is none other than the UKhozi FM moments where we saw Mac G and Saul chat about when no was said to them.
Radio said no to you, MacGyver. Oh, sorry, MacG. And I understand when you said radio is dying. And when something dies, there's an opportunity, right? And you saw that gap. Tell me about that moment when you're like, I'm going to use my couch.
For me, it wasn't even based on like foresight or like I saw an opportunity. It wasn't really that deep. I was faced with a challenge, and usually what I like to do is I don't focus on the negative. I'm a solution-based kind of person.
Always been.
Always been. So if I come to a struggle, I don't focus too much about the struggle. It's okay, cool. What can I do now? What's the solution? So
where do you get that from? And please don't lose your trail of thought. I'm curious now.
Yeah. I think it's from my mother, eh?
Is it?
Yeah. So like even at school, if like kids were bullying me or whatever, she'd be like, okay, cool, what are you going to do about it? You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like even when I got my TV gig at Crazy, I saw Bo Saifo, Hurusani Ravere on Yo TV. And I'm like, Mom, hey, I want to be like them just on TV.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, cool. Well, there's a new station starting. It's called ETV. Here are the offices. And I literally got in a taxi that same day, barefooted. and
barefooted?
Barefooted. Because in Venda, like, barefoot, we walk around barefoot. It's normal, you know? Yeah. So I got in the taxi by myself, went to Santon, met up with the CEO. I'm like, I want to be on TV. He took me to an audition the same day, and the next day I started my first show. So it's literally just been like that all my life.
And that was UKhozi FM with the best tea in the city with Utibos. He had Usol Penduka as well as Mac G, just detailing how when they were told no, they took it and actually ran with it. That makes me think about the time I was told, Bianca, if ever the worst you can get is no. Mac G ran with it. Now let's run to the next clip, which is Umhlobo Wenene, where they have an interview with Dr. Rebecca Malope talking about forgiveness. This should be very interesting.
Ngamava akho kanye ngobomi bakho kanye ngezi experiences zakho uthetha ngazo ndihlala ndinomdla wokwazi into bana uxolo olungaka ulufumana phi ngoba siyayazi into bana ukhule ebomini bakho kungelulanga isandla usivile esinqwabalala ulahliwe uhlukunyeziwe ulahlekelwe ngabantu obathandayo bakhona abantu abehlelwe izinto ezibhlungu bekhonza kodwa bangaze balifumana uxolo oluxolo lwakho lubonakala nangapha kwamehlo ibe ngathi ndibona nasenhliziyweni yakho wena ulifumana phi
uThixo ndazalwa mina ndinethathanas after ubaba wami utata wami abethe umama kanti izo affecta nami mama pregnant xa ndizala kwathiwa le nithi le court le ehlanganisa umama nomntana iyakreka ke ngoku kho lo moya bekungamelanga ungene then so kwaba stiff imisipha yami le for some time ndaba se-hospital esibhedlela ndingakwazi ukumuva kwenza bathi sounded like ngathi lilitshe ntome kangaka until I was 8 years old. That's when I started walking. So uxolo lolo thetha ngalo xa ndicinga uThixo what he has done in my life, then why not don't I just forgive? Hallelujah.
Apha kususe khona ngubani wena for
Kuthi ndingaxoleli.
ongaxoleli
Because look at my high heel shoe. Thixo. Hallelujah.
nenceba zakhe ungubani wena uba ungangamxoleli
Omunye umuntu
uxolelwe wena
ndixolelwe mna uThixo ndisukumisile ndiyahamba today. I am Dr. Rebecca ndingafundanga andiyanga kwalelo class ndigqibele kwa-standard nithi ubani standard 2 grade 4 andazi nix ndifike eRhawutini ndingayazi nokuthi my name is you know ndingubani mna
kuthiwa wathi wafumana nelona liphezulu iwonga apha elikamongameli ikhamanga
uThixo wonke lo khona abantu that abadeserve lezo zinto lezo abafundile bahlala banemendlela nama-degrees and stuff but mina ndinako lokho kodwa uThixo still chose me wathatha apha wandibeka apha afuna khona yena. So I'm humbled by umsebenzi kaThixo.
Umhlobo Wenene 123 Polars with Amazan Changa and Ulusanda Mbane. Yazi clip ka Rebecca yazi yangithinta. I think for me where I really felt it is where she had to let it go. I don't know what it is about today and letting stuff go and just moving on with life. But I also do believe that we wouldn't have Dr. Rebecca Malope as she is now. She would never have touched our hearts the way that she has without having let go of that whole baggage and that whole trauma that she had been through. Moving on to East Coast Radio with Usis Carol Ofori, where she chats to Claudia about moving from law to a hospitality industry. Let's check that out. Should be interesting.
We are trailblazers. We take on industries. We grab the bull by the horns, darling, and we show it flames. And today we have a woman who's doing exactly that in the hospitality space, but she's actually a lawyer by profession. We've been chatting to the beautiful Claudia Gerba. Am I saying it right? Is it Gerba or Gerba?
It's Gerba.
Gerba. Okay, sorry, look at me remixing, okay? So Claudia, you come from a law background.
Yes, I do.
And now you're in hospitality with the Elton Boutique Hotel in Durban, north of the fam. How did the pivot happen? And was it an easy transition from law into running a hotel?
So one of the things that I always tell people is that law is in everything that you do. From recruitment of staff to drafting of contracts to what happens when you need to apply for certain licenses. Everything that we do is basically legal. So transitioning from being in a law firm to working for my family business full time hasn't been seamless because it's been a culture change, a change of how I do things on a day-to-day. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's literally 24/7, 7 days a week. But what has happened is a seamless transition of transferring my legal knowledge into practical application in terms of what I do on a day-to-day basis. Because the knowledge that you gain from firstly your degree and then secondly being in practice is how to actually tackle issues that are in front of you logically. Bring it down to what is the issue, what are the solutions in front of me, and how am I going to apply these solutions to come to a resolution. Right. So it was seamless in that instance, but the day-to-day running of a hotel is something completely different to being in a law firm.
Okay, I can imagine.
That was Carol Ofori with Claudia Gerba, and that was it's mind-boggling for me, guys, how you could move from law and get into hospitality. But I guess you know, with law, you really will find law in every single industry. And it's also just a testament to women and how they can multitask and how amazing they are. We are in Bogota after all. Okwamanje-ke asibuyele futhi siye ku-702 siyozwa ukuthi ama-coincidence okuhlangana nabantu nokubona abantu obaziyo nabantu abazwena sebenza kanjani leyo nto. Let's get into that one.
So at the moment, I'm not driving. Took an Uber from home. And you can select on certain Uber rides. Do you want quiet and what temperature would you like? As in for conversation. So I selected quiet because I knew I needed to work in the car and just kind of catch up with myself. Sharp. Halfway into the ride, the driver like reduces the volume. He's like, "Relebogile mabocha. O mabocha wa ko kae?" As in, you're a mabocha from where? So I'm like, "Why ubutisa? Why are you asking?" He's like, "No, my father gave mabocha." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "How?" Okay, I mean, it's not that random because our clan is small and they're all from a similar area. So he starts talking and he mentions other names that sound familiar. You know how it goes. And now he's sharing this. So I'm like, no. You're mentioning names that sound familiar to me, but I'm not sure. So I'm like, no, let me quickly finish this email. So we arrive here at Prime Media, and I'm like, let me quickly call my dad. So I call my dad, it's not going through. I call voicemail. Okay, I'm like, you know what, let me record a voice note. I'm like, "Papa, I'm sitting with this man. And I put him also to speak, and he starts explaining where he comes from. Then I say to him, please give me your number. And I give the number. And then later that evening, I kind of like forgot about it. Later that evening, my dad calls me. He's like, no, we spoke. And it turns out we are related. I was like, what? He's like, no. He sees where the dots connect. They're going to speak again. We're not close related, but it's close enough we are related. And I thought, what a coincidence. What a random coincidence that on that particular day, at that specific time when I was running a little bit late than the time I would have wanted to leave the house, I called the car and for some reason decided to choose comfort instead of normal because I was feeling like I deserve after this weekend. You know, what are the chances? And then Emma Watcher arrives to collect me. What a random coincidence. Now, I thought to myself, the world is small, but it's also very round. And I can't be the only person who has found myself bumping into somebody who happens to be a part of the family or knows my family. So I'd like to find out from all of you, have you found yourselves in a situation where it's just such a random coincidence? And it doesn't have to be terribly extreme, and I will share with you an extreme version of this story. It doesn't have to be extreme, but it is just a random coincidence. And it doesn't have to be family, but somebody that you know that knows somebody that knows somebody. And then you end up reconnecting people that haven't seen or spoken to one another in forever.
I wonder what time it is that you are watching this, but that was Afternoons with Relebogile Maboja on weekdays, 1 to 3 p.m. on 702 FM. Isn't it crazy, guys? Is it not crazy? As sekumele siyikhole lento yokuthi umhlaba muncane, especially as an African person, you know, be very careful how you treat people and how you speak to people. In general, how you interact with people. Be very careful who you are with because they may just be your relative. Now let's head on to Unscripted on 5. This is a podcast and they are about to chat about something else that is very relative to each and every single one of us. So let's head on there and see.
when only children don't announce where they're going, and you'll be surprised, it's only children. When only children just get up, they'll just get up and go. They won't like tell anyone where they're going. And then I'm left in the room going, where have you gone? Like, why are you leaving me? Like, where are you going?
Is that not a normal thing?
I don't do that. Like,
What?
Only child.
My mom does it though. My mom's not an only child. So I know what I'm going to do. Like, I thought of it. I was like, I'm thirsty. I'd like some juice. This is all in my head. And I'll be like, let's get it. And then I'll stand up and I'll walk away.
You won't announce it.
My mom will be like, where are you going? And I'll be like, I'm going I'm going to the kitchen. Like, I didn't leave the house. Like, I'm going into the kitchen. But she does that. So I'll be in the lounge and she'll be like, yeah, I'm just quickly going to my room. And I'm like, okay, go, bro. Like, why would you tell me? Like, I'm confused. I even do it with friends, like at restaurants, like you said. Everyone's talking and they're excited.
Yes,
That's when I said,
And
I'll
then
be
you
like,
just...
and then I'll leave.
Just leaves.
Well, yeah, I'm coming back. My phone's here. My things, I'm coming back.
What do you say?
Why do you want to know? Like,
We want to know.
No, I'm coming back. Like, I don't.
No, but we don't know
never,
that.
I've never had to tell anyone. Like, I was an only child, like I said. My mom was at work. I'm alone. So it's not like I'd get up and I'd be like, Yanga, let's take a nap. And then I'd leave. Like, everything happens in my head. So with me, I'm just
I
like,
announce everything.
I just get up and I leave. I walk away. I'll just go.
I'm glad.
Like, it's what I do.
I can't do no small talk, no small talk. I'm not with the small talk.
That was a podcast you can find on 5FM's app. It's called Unscripted. So crazy that they talk about friendship in the 21st century. It's like, to me, friendship. Nina. Comment down below. Please tag your best friend in the comment sections. Well, no, friendship in the 21st century. So moving right along from friendship in the 21st century, we move on to Angie Martinez on Power 105.1 FM. Yes, she is chatting to Kali of the #1 song right now. It's called Area Codes. I'm sure you know this one, and you should be excited for the next clip because they're talking breakups.
There's some questions about your dating life. Are Callie and Duke Dennis dating?
We just broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it bad? Was it tough?
No, it's just we got stuff to grow. Both of us. We gotta grow.
You're young.
Yeah.
Was it serious?
Very.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it like super fresh? Like that you're still...
Yeah, maybe like 2 or 3 months.
Oh, it's kind of fresh.
Yeah.
How are you with breakups? Like, are you...
This one was like...
Some of them could take us down. Some people bounce back fast.
I feel like it was like we still cool. Like, that's my dog, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we both kind of just was in a space where we needed to grow and was like, you know, maybe, you know, in the future. But like right now, I just got to focus on me and my music, and you got to get your career and stuff together. So this one wasn't really bad. It was just like both of us realizing we need to heal.
There are some questions about Callie and Michael Rainey Jr.
That's my friend.
That's your friend.
We was just out having fun.
Now, anybody that you're out having fun with, you know that this is gonna happen, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like every time I'm seeing with somebody, it's like they put us together like we dating, but it's like there was not that. I was just outside, girl. I'm off the tequila. I got the hookah in front of me. Like, you want to hit a little, you know, and whoever catch it right there is gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying?
Kanjalo nje sisibuya or kanti. That was Angie Martinez with Kali. And Angie Martinez's show is from 2 to 6 p.m. weekdays, New York time, okay? It's so crazy that she talks about breaking up and how it was just because she needs to heal and the guy needs to heal. I feel like Smaningi is breakup. It's nama ex, it's always the ex's fault. And kind of this thing that I once read where it's like, it says something like, isn't it crazy how we all think we're good people? Something to think about. Now let's go to Uthibo Touch. Khuluma noZola 7. Guys, angikwazi ukuchaza indlela engihippie ngayo ukuthi Zola is back, but asambe siyoza ukuthi uZola njoba back nje uphumaphi.
Hey, no, seriously. You saw Pac and Biggie. Yeah.
They were sitting there, serious?
Wow.
So, as it is, and then you feel absolutely nothing, no pain, no but I feel absolutely nothing. At that time, I'm mostly having a conversation with my grandmother, who, by the way, who died in 1993. I think it was Friday the 13th of February.
Yo.
Then she says, no, you need to go back.
Yo.
So Nkrumah was direct.
Sure.
So there is a book I read, by the way, Conversations Beyond the Veil by Jasper, and he talks about this thing.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Navuga.
Hey.
And I'm like, I'm not going to get you. It's fine. I'm room now.
And there's lights everywhere.
Yes.
Okay. What is your mind telling you?
The first thing you hear, I'm a nursing, I'm a sound especially.
Yeah.
And then you get the smell.
Exactly.
Hey. And then I'm trying to see my body, and it looks like my bed it's like it's made up.
Yo.
I'm flat now, like where's my body? I'm checking.
Yo.
I can see my feet down there. I'm like, yo, flat. And then I learned later on that I'd lost so much weight. The doctor said I had a bone mass of a 12-year-old. So that is absolute madness. And I'm keeping the body though.
That's me. I'm happy. I'm so happy he is back. This is something so worth celebrating. That was Zola 7 on the Tebow Touch show. It's on Metro FM weekdays from 3 to 6. It's a drive show. It's huge. And we can see because he's got Zola 7. This man is legendary. And it's so crazy that he's also wearing a sweater written icon. Because to me, that's what he is. And I'm sure that's what he is to you. He's done amazing things for our community. So this is us wrapping up today's show, which happens to be the 12th episode and the second to last episode of the RMTV podcast, RMT podcast. You can find us on social media. It's at Finally Famous SA on all social media platforms. And you can also find us on YouTube as Finally Famous TV, okay? We are always going to be giving you this amazing experience where we recap radio and obviously we present you with TV faces. But it's always awesome, when you listen to radio, whether you like indaba, I'm so much of a news person, or you like music, I'm so much of a musical person as well, or you just need to listen to people to get your mind off of things or learn certain things from people and their experiences. Radio is the place to go. We've just cut it, summarized it for you because siyazi ukuthi indaba yokufocusa kakhulu aniyithandi plus niyathanda futhi ukuthi nje ni-attracte izinto ezikanje. So we are going to be coming back very, very soon. Next week, please be here for the very final episode of the Radio Meets TV podcast. And that will be wrapping up season 1. We are so excited about what's to come in the next season. So I hope you look out for that. Don't forget, it has been an amazing experience being here for me. And don't forget that you will have this experience over and over and over again. If you just follow, press the subscribe button so that you always know when the next episode is. It's Finally Famous SA on all social media platforms and Finally Famous TV right here on YouTube. Right now, press subscribe and like this video. Peace.